What's up, world? This is Coach Candia, Dion Candia, coming to you live, world, from my basement. This is my little studio where I bring you just different things, different advice, different input, different views, point of views that you can adapt to your life, that you can bring to your child, that you can share with your team, whatever it is pertaining to young athletes. But something that's placed on my heart that I want to talk about. And I've been doing messages for parents, I've been doing messages for coaches, adults, period. And thank you guys. I want to thank you for the input and the different encouragement that I've been getting just about how informative some of the messages have been. And I promise you that I am going to keep it real. I'm going to keep things on point as far as things that you need as a parent, some of the things that you need as a coach to be aware of, and also what the players, the student athletes need in order to become not just good athletes, but good people. The audience that I want to address today is the student athletes. So parents, please share this with your kid. Coaches, share this with your team. Share this with different players, young people that want to be competitors, that want to be a part of competition, I should say. And I'm always, like I said earlier, I'm always going to keep it real. I'm always going to give you my perspective. And again, I don't profess to be professional, but I just love sharing my point of view. But more importantly, I love sharing the things that I have learned throughout my coaching journey, throughout my life journey, and my number of years working with coaches and parents and even the youth. But this message, again, is for you young athletes out there. So parents, make sure you show this to them. They probably are not on Facebook or whatever media that this is coming out on. They probably got Snapchat, they got Instagram, they got Twitter, they got all that stuff. So you're probably going to have to show them this video because they probably like, Facebook is for older people. At least that's what my sons say, that old people are on Facebook these days. But anyway, the topic I want to talk about today is being disciplined, but also being different. Now, what I mean by being different is what makes you as a student athlete stand out that separates you from the pack. This is my question for you young athletes out there. What makes you stand out? Now, there's a lot of different phrases, and I don't know what the latest one is, that when you think that you're that person, that you're the man, that you are the player to watch, you'll say, I'm a beast. You'll use that term, or maybe that's a little aged. You'll say, I'm a savage. You'll say that no one can mess with me. I'm the person to watch. Now that's cool that we want to have that kind of confidence, but this is what I want to ask you. What are you doing to separate yourself from the pack? Now, most young athletes, they understand the whole marketing thing, the whole promotional things, that if I say it enough and I believe it and I'm convincing, then perhaps I might be it. But here's the thing about sports. You have to show and prove. If you say you're a savage, if you say you're a beast on that field, on that court, wherever you're at, then you have to show it. I've been around coaches and a lot of them say film don't lie. What you see on that film is the truth. So you could say I'm great. You could say I believe that I am the man. But if it don't match up to the film, then it's probably not true. So the question remains, what are you doing or what have you done that separated yourself from the pack? What makes you different? Mike Tyson said one time in his prime, Mike Tyson used to get up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and go running and start training. And he didn't have to because boxing was his profession. He trained all day. Along with his training all day, Mike Tyson would often get up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning to go train. He'll just go into the gym or he'll just run for miles. And then a reporter one day asked him, they said, Mike, you are the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and you still train like you're not even a contender. Why do you do this? Why do you train so hard? Why do you put yourself through vigorous trainings and get up at weird times to train? Why do you do things like that? And his answer was this. He says, I train at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I know my opponents are asleep. He said, because I know the people that I'm facing, the people that want to do well, they're sleeping. And I need to do whatever it takes to give me an edge. That was his response. I heard that years ago. And you know what? That still sits with me. It sat with me in high school. And I used to do different things late at night. I used to do running. I used to do training that no one knew about because I knew my opposition wasn't doing it. But this plays into what I want to talk to you young people about. What do you do? What do you do separately that makes you a beast? That makes you the man? That makes you this high-profile player that sometimes you proclaim that you are? You know, it's funny sometimes, and I don't really like talking deeply about this because I don't want to hurt anyone's confidence or I don't want to sound negative. But the truth remains, in competitive sports, you have to show and prove. What are you known for as a young athlete that separates you from the pack? Do you get to practice early? Do you go to practice 100% of the time? Do you give 100% at practice? What about off the field? What is your reputation like? What is your personality like? All these things go into being a beast, to being different. See, so many times, you know, in rap songs we hear it, I'm different, or I'm just a different type of dude, I'm just different. And to be frank about the whole thing, everyone's saying they're being different, but by being different, you're being the same as everyone else. Sometimes just doing the regular things and doing them over and over and creating a routine, that is being different. But you guys confuse being different by being weird. So you're not doing anything different or anything that gives credibility to your craft. You're just doing weird things and you're getting attention. What are you doing to enhance your craft that other people aren't doing? That's my question, and that's really what I want you to think about and what I want you to focus on. And coaches, bring this message to these young kids. Let them know that what they do when people aren't watching is who they really are. We have so many kids today that are sold on the fact that they're great in something when they haven't been through anything. And coaches, especially at the younger levels, Pop Warner, Little League, and all that stuff, stop telling these kids that they are the greatest things since sliced bread. Stop doing that. Now, they may be good, and I'm telling you, please compliment them. Please work on their self-esteem, but don't tell them that they're the greatest things right now at their young levels, because what happens is, and I've seen it as a head coach at the high school level, and I've seen it even kids going to college, they have this feeling of entitlement because of what they have achieved when they were younger. And as you get older, everything in sports, competitive sport, especially at the higher level, is show and prove. So the question that always needs to be asked is, what are you doing to separate yourself? And that's what you ask these kids who consider themselves elite athletes. You ask them, what are they doing to separate themselves? You know, I was a decent athlete in track and field and football. And then when I went to college, I had a little rude awakening because my super strength was speed. I was very fast. And a lot of times that got me over because of that talent. But when I went on to college, and when I first went to college, I went to a D3 school that had crazy athletes. I mean, a lot of the athletes at this Division 3 school, shout out to Ramapo College, they were Division 1, Division 2 athletes, but for whatever reason, they ended up here at this Division 3 school. So my thinking was, I'm going to go here and I'm just going to run through some of these athletes. And you know what? When I got there, it was people there that were ready for a fast athlete as myself. And I didn't lift weights a lot because I depended on my speed. But they knew that they were going to encounter athletes such as myself. So what I had to do is I had to make adjustments. I had to stop thinking of myself as being there already, like I have arrived. And I had to work on my craft. And I had to do things outside of practice, outside of what other people seen, to make myself better. So I had to take a talent and I had to add a good work ethic and I had to add a good IQ in that sport in order to make it. Now, a lot of times these kids are just going off of talent. You young ones out there, talent only lasts but for so long. If you go to the college level, if you go to the pro level, everybody has a skill level. Everybody has that. So everyone's going to be competing. But what are you doing now that puts you in a position where you're elite, that you stand out? Ask yourself that. And coaches and parents, please don't let young athletes think they're above what they really are, because that creates a aura of entitlement, like they are there. Yes, we want to encourage, but we also want to be real, and we want kids working to their highest and their best potential in whatever they do. So you have to continue to work. You have to listen to your coaches, and the main thing is you have to put in work when no one else is watching, just like Mike Tyson did, and then you'll be great. And at the end of the day, it's not you that will have to sell yourself. It's others that will create a buzz for you because they see that you are truly a beast and you're not just talking about it. But your actions, what's on film, show that you're a beast. And this is one last thing that I want to say. A Division I coach told me. He said, listen, if we go to a practice, if we go to a game, we don't have to ask who the Division I, who the college-bound players are. They just stand out. So if you're not standing out because of your work, then you need more work to do. That is for all of you athletes out there. Get on your grind, be a true beast, be a true savage, and do the work. And don't wait for people to tell you what to do. Just be about it. Coach Candia, thank you for listening, and I'll be back soon with more messages for you guys. I appreciate this. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or topics you want me to talk about, hit me up at coachcandia@yahoo.com, and I will make sure that I'm getting the message out to you guys. I love you guys. Thank you. Peace. Coach Candia, I'm out.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.